Shri Atirajaya Vivekananda Suraye Satchit Sukhat Swarupaya Swamine Tapuhamine Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Pranam Maharaj. Good morning, honorable dignitaries, respected professors. On behalf of Vivekananda Institute of Values, Ramakrishna Mission Gurugram, I, along with my team members, extend a warm welcome to all of you gathered here in the spatial platform. Vivek Marg, a platform deeply inspired by the timeless wisdom of Swami Vivekananda. Before we begin this meaningful journey, let me express my profound regard and my gratitude to Swami Shantatmananda Maharaj. His vision and guidance have blessed us with this remarkable platform. Swami Vivekananda always said, we want that education by which character is formed, the strength of mind is increased, the intellect is expanded, and by which one can stand on one's own feet. In 1897, Swami Vivekananda, the chief disciple of Sri Ramakrishna Thakur Paramahamsa, he founded Ramakrishna Mission. Inspired by his master's teaching and guided by the motto, Atmana Mokshartham Jagat Hitaya Cha, for one's own salvation and for the good of the world. Though it is primarily a religious organization, but it extends its service to humanity through extensive work in the field of education, healthcare, disaster relief, and across all over the branches in India and in abroad also. The mission runs many schools, colleges, universities providing quality education that integrates academic excellence with moral and spiritual values. Monks of Ramakrishna Mission often they are engaged, they serve as principals, rectors, head of the institutions, and teachers also. They are actively involved and they are deeply engaged in shaping the educational ethos and ensuring that the values of Swami Vivekananda are upheld. The institution in Narendrapur, Rahura, Deoghar, Belur are few of many that stands out in the competitive educational landscape. Inspired by the ideal of Swami Vivekananda's man-making and character-building education, our Swami Shantatmananda Maharaj established and he launched the Awakened Citizen program that was in 2013, 2014, and to give the facility to give the facility to children of middle school children, and to after that responding to the growing demand, he then for the value education he then introduced the Awakening program, and now implemented over 6,000 schools across India. The program has positively impacted more than 12 lakhs of students and around 61,000 teachers. His unwavering effort and commitment have introduced us to many concepts that promote the holistic development of not only children, but also of youth, teachers, parents, women, professionals, corporates, and senior citizens. This led to the creation of an umbrella institution under which various value-based programs of Ramakrishna Mission may be conceptualized and be offered to the society. Thus, the Vivekananda Institute of Values was established. It is under the aegis of Ramakrishna Mission, Gurugram. And under the leadership of Dr. Anuradha Balaram, she is not here today, she along with her team conducts many programs. And there, that is the program where individually she encourages to answer the question like, who am I? What are my values? How do I face the challenges in life? And today we are taking one more firm step in our journey. We are partnering with you all in DTU to benefit university students by giving them a firm grip on how to respond to the ups and downs of life. With this glorious beginning, we are confident that thousands of students will reap the benefit in the years ahead. Once again, a very warm welcome to you all. Now with great Shraddha, I now invite Maharajji and our esteemed Vice Chancellor Sir and Amitabh Sir to kindly join us in lighting the ceremonial lamp. मेधा देवी झूषमाणा न आगद्विषाची भद्रा सुमनस्य माना त्वया जुष्टा नदमाना दुरुत्तान् बृहद्वदेम विदधे सुवीराः त्वया जुष्टा ऋषिर्भवति देवी तया ब्रह्माः गतश्रीरुत त्वया जुष्टश्चित्रं विन्दते वसुसानो जुषस्व द्रविणो न मेधे मेधं इन्द्रो ददातु मेधं देवी सरस्वती मेधं मे अश्विना बुभा पाधत्तं पुष्करस्वजा अप्सरासु च या मेधा गन्धर्वेषु च यन्मनः दैवीं मेधा सरस्वती मेधं सुरभिर्जुषत्वा स्वाहा ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
ओम नमः श्री यतिराजाय विवेकानंद सूरि सच्चित सुख स्वरूपाय स्वामी तापहारी
ठीक
A warm welcome to our dear Vice Chancellor,
ठीक
Sushma ji, our Amitabh ji, our Ranjana, all the professors, dignitaries,
हाँ जी
and our own team from Viva who have really taken a lot of efforts to put up this program today. Of course, we'll be talking in detail later as part of our session. It's just to a brief introduction. Our Sarmaji has to put another program by 10:30. See, this is a very path-breaking, a very major initiative. As you heard during the other introduction, we started. See, Ramakrishna Mission is in existence for more than 125 years. And we have a large number of residential schools, even university, we have our own university, Vivekananda University. We were really doing this kind of work as part of education. Now in all the residentials, obviously there will be this kind of orientation will be there. But then as part of Swami Vivekananda's 150th birth anniversary, that was in 2013, we started a little earlier. We launched a major initiative because I came to Delhi in 2007. I thought there are close to probably 1 crore school children and practically nothing is being done. Every day they are only exposed to Jantar Mantar protest or something else, and so what was happening really? So very boldly we took an initiative because initially it was so difficult, we wouldn't even get entry to schools. You only hear that madam is busy or sahab is busy, you write an email. But of course, mission, we don't give up anything very easily. So we struggled, and then over years we could launch a very major initiative called the Awakened Citizen Program. We did a lot of pilot programs and then finally came up with that 3-year program for middle school children. And today that has spread to close to 6,000 schools all over the country. And then because of that, there were further demands. We started a program for primary school children called Awakening. And as you heard, this institution was specifically set up to concentrate on these type of activities. And the real, I would say, one of the very major breakthroughs came when Professor Sharma came to our institute one day. He was brought by Mr. Amitabh Bhattacharya. So then he shared with us his vision, how he is inspired by Swami Vivekananda, what he wants to do. You see, any great work in this world, it requires a certain amount of sacrifice, apart from extraordinary vision and thinking and all that. So a person came here, although he has 1,000 other things to do as a Vice Chancellor, I know how difficult it is to even go and meet a Vice Chancellor. Normally, you have to wait for several days, and even if you go there for several hours. But here is the person so down to earth, he came straight to our office and said, Swamiji, we should do something. I was so much impressed, honestly. Then I thought that, you always believe a greater force, power is guiding our destiny and our actions. So I thought this is a real godsend opportunity because for the first time, we are really going to launch into college. We have done here and there some programs for college students. But this way, in a very structured way, and that too through an university where the Vice Chancellor and his core team are so committed and so interested, we thought that let's give our best, make a very honest effort, how we can really help the students, can we really bring about a transformation. Many of those ideas will be discussed in detail today. We will be spending a lot of time with you. But essentially, the idea is to give a new orientation to education itself. That's why our programs we don't even call as value education. We say children or the university students, they all should essentially understand what is to be educated primarily. Is it only academic knowledge? It's only physics, maths, computer science, or something beyond? Largely we concentrate on that area. That's our core area, we can say. So we are very happy to have with us today our Vice Chancellor and the team of professors. But please remember that unless you are ready to walk an extra mile, neither will you benefit from this program nor with the students. Kindly let us set the goal, the ground rules today itself. If you feel that you have something to go beyond what you have achieved all these years, then you are in for a wonderful opportunity, wonderful game, wonderful participation, exploration, whatnot. But that is the basis, foundation on which you have to function. That let us make it very clear. Otherwise, this will just peter out into a very, very ordinary kind of just do credit. Some attend, some don't attend, they just write the exam. It won't be like that. So it has to be very, very different. So again, it's a very wonderful beginning. Just we are exploring this. Please participate fully, give your use, so that together we can develop and make this a great success. So I'm so happy to welcome Professor Sharma and all of you to this inaugural meeting. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Maharaji. So first of all, as Maharaji has already explained, and prior to that, ma'am also explained, this is something that we have planned. Not we have planned; it has happened just by that. Some divine intervention has intervened and made it possible. Really, honestly speaking, and in fact, this is something I consider this to be a blessing from the heavens, that we have got this opportunity to actually improve our own self, because I firmly believe that opportunities, we are not helping anybody else or the student, or say for example any other thing. Basically we are helping ourselves to become a better human being. It's a evolution, our own evolution to become a better human being. And the moment that happens, obviously all good things happen by default. It naturally happens. So, I mean, something which was not planned in a manner in which usually any course or any program is planned. It was, it's important that I just narrate how it all happened. Because this is, and because if I'm saying that some divine intervention is basically propelling this to happen, there is a reason behind it. We have Mr. Amitabh Bhattacharya. So he's a retired IAS officer. Incidentally, he's working for his PhD under me. And we were discussing some statistical problems. And he was with the notes that we had with him. And some doubts we were discussing. And then there was a bookmark on of Ramakrishna Mission. So out of curiosity, I asked him, yeah, are you connected with Ramakrishna Mission? So because something I firmly believe that, in fact, ma'am also mentioned in the beginning, that I'm slightly digressing, that, you may earn degrees, you may earn your doctorate or masters, but if your character is not built, you don't have the basic moral ethical values, that education is not of any use. If we can't stand straight, if we with a chin high and a spine straight, I mean that education does not take us anywhere. It is only just a mechanism of actually earning some money, and the rut remains all throughout, and all the tensions and associated factors which are associated with the material existence continues with that. It is only when we start introspecting and trying to question why we are doing what we are doing, the change starts happening. And that change that happens, automatically what happens is that in your body itself, your thought, your heart, your mind, there is a semblance of tranquility automatically starts coming. So the difference what happens is what we actually observe, that there are certain moments where you get a glimpse of that divine manifestation and that tranquil state of mind for certain moments only. The difference between an ordinary mortal and people like Mahatma Maharaji and other people who are basically on the spiritual path is this, that the duration of that moment is much larger for these people who are actually on that path. And for us, it is a momentary, that kind of a feeling of that bliss. And in our routine existence, we forget about that experience that we experience through that on that particular moment, and continue in our material existence. And it's only after some, when we get repeated such experiences, we start realizing the importance of uh, uh, being on that path for a proper choice of phrase, I would say. The point that I'm trying to make is this, that uh, when we realize that all that existence that we are in uh, is not long lasting. You know, you think when, okay, we'll do well in our 12th in order to get admission in a good college, then after that the aspiration again changes that you want a good job, then the aspiration cycle continues. The thing is this, that we should be in a state that every moment is a blissful existence and we live in the moment. And the moment we start doing this, obviously all good things happen by default only. There is no need to actually push, or look for that happiness or a state of bliss in which we are. And the manner in which the world is progressing, especially, when we say Vishwaguru, I mean, it's not a phrase that is to be used just for the sake of, we had a great, culture or heritage that we had. Just by saying or, speaking about is not going to help us. It's only when we practice that, what our ancient rishis or I would say scientists who actually experimented within the inner domain and did what I would say the psychological engineering and through introspection and the spiritual knowledge that they acquired, it remained elusive and exclusive to a select few only of late. But there was a time when these things were there, part and parcel of the society. Through Gurukul, it was basically transmitted through oral rendition where not even the written texts were available. So the point that I am trying to make is this: we have this very wonderful heritage that we have. Just by saying in a very I would say rhetorical manner is not going to solve problems, our own existential problems or the societal problems. If we create a template where we show through our illustrative examples, only then the change will come. And that can only happen, the best place to do that is basically the educational institutions. And especially institutions, engineering institutions have to play a very important role, because engineers by very nature provide what we call as improve the quality of life of society. I mean, it is all starting from the discovery of wheel to the internet. If you see, all these interventions, which are the scientific and technological interventions, are primarily to improve the quality of life in material sense. But then we need to have a social engineering in order to change the spiritual existence of individuals, and that can only be done through, I would say, it's a godsend. I would say again that that opportunity that we got of meeting Maharajji through Amitav sir, and getting this opportunity of, because already there is a template being created of value education, especially for which we have gathered together here, and these are. I actually see, all these things are happening together. We have a national education policy, I mean, in which we have to do some things related to value education. It is not going to serve any purpose. Let me tell you, if you simply introduce certain courses related to value education, we can actually do a check mark and checklist. Okay, we have tick mark that we have done a course on education. But unless and until the trainers and the teachers actually believe in that value education, and which basically that needs to be imparted, it is not going to bring the necessary change for which it has been envisaged to be part of the national education. And only when we have people who firmly believe in the principles which form the basic framework of this value education course, which in fact for which this training program has been organized, only then that belief will only translate in communicating to the students. And once we are able to do that to the student, impart the same belief system to the students, I mean, the change automatically will come in the society, because the students are the best ambassadors to transmit and diffuse that knowledge across the society, because of their enthusiasm, because of their energy, I mean, they are the ones who are going to take the country forward. I mean, that is what I firmly believe. And it is only then the social engineering will happen. Otherwise, we'll continue the same path which we have followed. Incidentally, I always say this, that we have last 200 years have been the years in which huge developmental activities have taken place. And obviously the enthusiasm of scientists and engineers results in, obviously we try to improve the quality of life of individuals, but in the bargain, a lot of impact has been made on the planet, on the climatic factors, environment, all those sustainability challenges are there. And if we continue to follow the same material trajectory, I mean, obviously one can imagine, if we can just do a simulation of what is going to happen in future, it will become, the carrying capacity of the earth will become almost unimaginable. I mean, it'll, you know, we have seen rivers converting into drains. I mean, the same is going to happen to the earth only. So in that respect, therefore, it's our duty to actually make certain contribution in bringing the necessary change that basically we want to see in the world, because our future generation, the existence of planet Earth and this universe depends on how we move forward in our advancement, whether it is material or it is spiritual. And it is only when the spiritual element comes, the want, which is again short term, and it only after a while, you know, automatically, if you simply use the economic principles also, law of diminishing returns, you know, after, you know, satisfying your need, after one or two achievement of your wants, it starts basically decreasing. So, I mean, this is typically scientifically proven fact also. So, you know, I am so much enthused and emotionally charged and overwhelmed that I want to say so many things, and that's why I'm slightly digressing also. But the point that I'm trying to make is this, that if we have to really do something for the society or for the world, and more, not as somebody, as a monk, or as somebody, as a social reformer, that is not the objective. It is an opportunity that has come our way by becoming a better human being. And if we do that part, automatically the world will take care of itself by natural forces of nature. That is what I am trying to convey. And when in fact I have written to our various heads of the departments, when this Professor Vijay and Professor Indu asked for nominations from different departments, the request I made to the departmental heads was this: only those people come join this program who are committed to the principles and belief system for which the entire course is being made. It's on paper, it's only a 2-credit course, but the impact it is going to make is humongous. This is what I feel firmly. And if we do it well, believe me, I mean, it will make us a better human being. And if we become, obviously, I mean, that doesn't mean that we are not a good human being. Only thing is, it helps us in our evolution from better to good to better to best. And while we do that, the very nature and the very gravity and the pull of and the push of that knowledge and the value system that we are going to acquire is going to trickle down to the students and to students in the society. And I firmly believe, and God willing, if we do it properly with the most important thing which Swamiji always used to say, Shraddha. Shraddha that Nachiketa had. If you have that Shraddha, only Shraddha से ही सब कुछ होगा. और अगर श्रद्धा से हम करेंगे तो सब चीजें, मेरा अपना पूरा विश्वास है, this divine force will come and the help will come from uncharted waters, and automatically you will realize something that you have never wanted also, expected also, from unexpected quarters the help and support starts coming. And I'm not saying just for the sake of saying, this is something that I have experienced, and I'm sure you also would have experienced. When you start anything, without any material motive in mind, just for the sake of doing, so that something good will come out of it. Automatically the intent makes the difference. The intent is, if the intent is right, automatically somewhere, some that global, you may call it God, Allah, Bhagwan, Vaheguru, whatever, I mean that divine force, and helps you in a very exponential manner, not in a just like that, okay, that something's happening, and you yourself feel कि कैसे हो गया ये, आपको पता नहीं चलता है कैसे हो गया, and suddenly it happens that आपको लगता नहीं कहाँ से आ गया, आपको उम्मीद नहीं होती, अपेक्षा नहीं होती, तो suddenly it comes, and the moment you experience such experiences, the faith and the belief system further increases in a very exponential manner. And that is what I firmly believe that, and in fact, I too personally I feel myself blessed. But on behalf, I'm quite sure all of us who have gathered here, I mean, it's a God's blessing that an opportunity has come your way to learn from people who have spent their lives in experimenting and learning the principles which otherwise are usually exclusive or elusive for people like us who are actually into material, teaching and academic pursuits. So here we have set of people who have devoted their entire lives, not just for the sake of doing this. They are also, teachers, academicians, civil servants, who out of, the need that comes to an individual when one realizes that, okay, our existence is not fulfilling something, there is something missing in our existence. And these people start realizing that they try to find out what is missing, and in that pursuit they suddenly realize something really wonderful, blissful happening to them, and they want to share that bliss experience to a wide audience. And these are the set of people who in their journey have experienced that, and I would consider this to be a huge opportunity for all of you to use this opportunity to take the vibrations away from here, and make your mind in sync with the vibrations that exist at this place. And people who have created this program and this curriculum, it is not just any curriculum which gets created and gets listed in the list of readings or the references. I mean, it's an outcome of centuries of introspection, spiritual realization, then which is required to be transmitted and translated in actionable terms. That is what ultimately the objective is. And in fact, Swamiji always said that you have to have character building education, something which is actionable. And you may go to jungle and in your pursuit to become a spiritual giant, but that is only very individualistic. The first shloka which ma'am narrated was this only, that your own salvation will happen only if you are able to do something for the society, and you are not doing for the society, you are doing for your own salvation. So let this be an opportunity for you to basically raise your own existence to a higher level and learn from people who have devoted their entire lives in creating something which needs to be transmitted in a wider and deeper manner in the society. That will be our contribution, and that will be the contribution not even to the society but to the world. And that is the only way through which we can actually become Vishwagurus. So, I mean, this is something I wanted to say so much. I have just done in a very diffuse manner, but whatever actually came to my mind, I have spoken from my heart only. And thank you so much. Thank you so very much.
Now I request Ramdas to say a few words. Before that, remember when Neil Armstrong, when he set his foot on moon, he said it's a small step for man, a giant leap for mankind. So we are making a very humble beginning today. Probably one day it would spread across universities, not only India, probably in other parts of the world also. So let us make a very firm and very beginning with a very clear mind.
salutation to the Thakur, salutation to the mother, salutation to Swami, salutation to my guru. Two gurus are there. One is spiritual guru, one is PhD guru. Both are important in life. Now, my role in this entire thing was a very small, like a salt in a dish. I happened to be, I didn't know that my guru, Professor Sharma, he was a devotee of Ramakrishna order. When he was a student, he used to come to Pargad Ashram. Pargad is the main ashram, the Delhi ashram. So he used to use the library. I didn't know that. So we were just having a normal teacher-taught relationship. We were just having, he was teaching me something which I didn't understand. I will never understand. I'm sorry. Never understand in this life, maybe some other life. So he was becoming a little impatient and he said, why can't you understand small things? The statistics for him is like, a glass of water. For me, it was just a dense kind of a thing. So then he, out of frustration, he was looking through my notes. He said, let this old man be taught a little simpler way or something. So he was just saw a bookmark, which you go to any Ramakrishna Mission bookshop, they will give you a bookmark, a couple of bookmarks, specified this photography. So he was very shocked, he is surprised. He says, what is this? Are you? So then I started talking, then in fact that day the statistics was totally kept on one side, and then we had a lot of discussion, and that is how the thing progressed. And then and Maharaji was very correct that he was so busy, otherwise he said immediately the next day or maybe after 1 or 2 days he came to me to meet Maharaji, and the entire thing started in such a supersonic speed. And I was also surprised because entire 40 years I spent as a bureaucrat in various parts of India. I have not seen things proceed so fast. We are all known for taking time, some constant decision making, some few committees will make, people take these major decisions. Committees will obviously to kill it in a very nice way or something, but he did no committee, nothing. No, he said one-man committee, and he came straight away. And but my secret desire, I will say the secret desire is that DTU is obviously the leading technological university in the country. But the non-technological universities like Delhi University, where my wife is a professor there, and so many other like JNU. So why not disseminate this knowledge to those universities as well? Where my Guruji has said that he has some contact with the Delhi University as well, because they are major and not everybody because engineers and doctors, but there are normal students. They also need. And my my fervent prayer to Thakur, Swamiji and Mother is that this knowledge be disseminated to all the universities, all the colleges of that is starting in Delhi and maybe spread to all over the country. That is a need of the hour, which is very correct. So with this desire, let me again my salutations to both my gurus and to the entire the cosmic course. Let today be a new awakening and new beginning in the entire, at least in the education sector. Thank you.
I think we should have a group photo because we ready to have a vice chancellor. So the first day, and after because he has to rush for another program, then we'll start our